Welcome to yet another edition of Constituents Talk. The 7th of September saw members of the 10th Parliament being sworn in at the new Parliament building in Mount Upton. A number of new faces were sworn in the National Assembly, and as is our tradition, we take time to profile the new National Assembly members and senators and get to hear their vision for their constituencies for the next 5 years. In this episode, we feature 3 National Assembly members, namely Honorable Dr. Ompile Marupi of Gwanda South, Honorable Matema of Buhera Central, and Honorable Misheck Mugadza of Mutasa South constituency.
My name is Misheck Mugadza. Ndini MP we Mutasa South constituency, Manicaland. Ndine mfaro mkuru kuti I was recently elected kuti ndimirire vanhu veMutasa South, or re-elected to put it correctly, to continue to represent vanhu veMutasa South constituency. Mutasa South constituency isu takatarisira kuti take care on with the president vedu se agenda yekuti we must have an upper middle class economy by 2030 muZimbabwe muno. Indakaita MP weMutasa South kutanga 26 of March 2022. Ndichita MP ndakagara pasi ndokunyora pasi problems ari muconstituency yedu. Atakanyanya kutarisana nawo makuru ndekuti muconstituency medu kunyaya education zvikoro zviri muconstituency umu zvakati kuti zvikoro zvinonzi zvikoro zvemumaprazi, zvikoro zvanga zvakati sarirei. Asi kubva pandapinda ndakamhanyira kubata chimwe chacho chinonzi Biuli, tikavaka mablocks ipapo, tikarenovata mablocks anga aripo, tikarenovata shed or dirihori ranga richidzidzira vanhu. Right now we have a good school where our president had an opportunity to come and address us and open that school. Now it is a school which is fenced, gated, nemvura zvese zviripa. Asi tine zvimwe zvikoro zvichiri kuda kuti tiatende to. My promise is we are now moving on to schools like Peplo, Wenham. I'm also happy to say there's a school, the Ellen in constituency. Again, on that school, we were lucky to be assisted by State Lotteries Board, which we approached pakateswa block. Chikoro chinokwana pakategory yatiri kutaura iyi, but by now it's a different school altogether because there's a very good, nice block that was put up there tichishanda pamwechete neState Lotteries Board of Zimbabwe.
Health delivery was his priority in his previous term, and a farmhouse was renovated into a clinic at Howling. His aim is to continue in this trajectory and convert disused buildings into health centers and cut walking distances by patients to access medical care.
We also have 2 other areas where vanhu vanga vachisangana neproblem iyi yatiri kutaura yekuwana health facility kure navo. Kune nzvimbo inonzi Magarasadza. As I speak right now, renovation is underway of an old farm building again, and very soon we'll be opening a health center there. And then we have Chidazembe, a clinic that is also coming up. Again, in that area, we renovated my buildings in Angaripo, Kudara. They are finished, that renovation is done. But we are lucky that through the assistance of our government, ably led by our president, Tine devolution funds that are being used to put up bigger structures are going on very well. So very soon we have a combination of those structures that require devolution funds, renovations that there's going to be a full-fledged clinic there very soon.
A good road network is key to the economic development of any area, and Honorable Mugadza wants to ensure that the roads in his constituency match his development agenda.
There are 2 bridges that worry us in Mutasa South. One, there's a river called Nyamkwarara River. That river, I told in a bridge, and we are planning, we want to hit the ground running to talk to the relevant ministry, the stakeholders. There are so many stakeholders that would be making use of that bridge. We want to bring everyone on board and we put up a bridge as quickly and as soon as reasonably possible per Nyamkwarara River. We have one ISO place that is that needs attention when we talk of a bridge. There is St. Augustine's turnoff. There's a very small bridge there, but mota dziri kumirirana kuti imwe cross ari pesana riripo bridge but mota hadzipesana. So we've already commenced a lobbying for a wider bridge.
Mutasa South is endowed with good soils, and Honorable Mugadza has partnered a local university and banking institutions to empower the youth through agriculture.
We are expecting to get, let's say, 500 hectares of land. That land will be demarcated into hectares, 1 hectare. We are going to look for youths that are interested in farming, firstly starting with those that actually went to school for it. But we're not going to include those alone because they may not be enough, and there are a lot of them that needs to be part of this project. We have approached our local university, Yatina constituents, and they've agreed to be part of this arrangement where they will train my youth. We have also approached a very powerful bank in the country that is, we've made headway in as far as them coming in to join in this program, and they are going to put infrastructure on each of these hectares, that is drip irrigation infrastructure. And we are very enthusiastic about this program, because what it is going to do is to give our youth an opportunity to do things for themselves and to move forward in as far as life-enhancing projects are concerned. We are looking at a situation where a group of youth, let's say, working on a 100-hectare piece of land where there will be, let's say, like 80 plots. At that stage, we are expecting they will be farming 1 crop at a time, and these crops must be high yielding and high value crops that will be exportable, and to be able to also help the country by bringing in forex. And each season then they can change that crop, but on that plot they must be able to put a house and still be able to farm there and do well.
Honorable Mugadza has vowed to work with all stakeholders to take Mutasa South to be a model constituency.
Mutasa South, I can promise, will never be the same again, because we are looking forward really to changing things. We have to take our constituents to another level. I am happy that in Mutasa South we have so many stakeholders, farmers, we have miners, we have timber millers, and the like. And everyone seemed to be together with their MP, myself. Before we went to elections, we had a meeting where we called 60 stakeholders at a local hotel. We had a very powerful meeting where we were all looking at one thing: development, and development. So I don't see any other way that Mutasa South will be going other than that of making sure everybody becomes self-sufficient, everybody is able to make a living, a decent living, and be able to send their children to school, the schools they want. This is what we are focusing on, and I can assure you we'll achieve it.
Let's take a break, and when we return, we take you to Gwanda South. Please don't go away. Gwanda South constituency is in Matema South Province and is now under the stewardship of Honorable Dr. Ompile Marupi, who has been doing a number of philanthropic work for the people of Gwanda South long before he became the National Assembly member of the area, which include donating wheelchairs, paying school fees for the disadvantaged, initiating self-help projects, to mention but a few. Gwanda South is naturally a dry region, and the issue of lack of water is one area he really wants to work on.
My name is Dr. Ompile Marupi. I represent Gwanda South in the House of Assembly. It's a great moment really to be here representing my constituency. A constituency that I believe needs me, a constituency that I believe needs you out there, because I'm not here to represent myself, but to represent us all. It is a constituency that is in Matema South, a dry area. I'm sure you'll agree with me that we are always affected by drought, and as such, I believe we need to join hands together as a community and work with the government, as always emphasized that we should resuscitate our irrigation system so that we have enough food for our people, enough food for our livestock. As we speak now, we are actually having a problem with our people. We have a problem with our livestock. People are walking long distances to fetch water. I'm going to try and push that I reduce the distance traveled by people to fetch water, and it also applies to our livestock. We have to try to reduce the distance traveled by our livestock from their pastures to the water point. Due to deforestation, due to environmental changes that are taking place, we want to see into it that we introduce a new system of reviving our dams, so that we are in tandem with the changes that are taking place globally. I'm referring to weather changes here.
Honorable Marupi made a clarion call to people we hail from Gwanda South to come forward and work with him for them to develop their constituency in all pillars of human needs.
We have a lot of people from Gwanda South. We are scattered all over the world, and I'm inviting them to come on board, and we join hands together and see into it that our communities are taken care of. Because when we work together as a team, I believe we will agree that things will be changed for the better. Gwanda South will be a better place, will be a different place. We have institutions, we have government departments that are in charge or that are engaged in what I've mentioned, that is issues to do with water and sanitation, and we invite them to come on board. We also have got the issue of health facilities. We want to see into it that people travel short distances to the nearest clinic. Not that I keep on saying we, because it's not about myself, it's about us all. If ever you know a place, if ever you know someone who can assist us improve our health system, who can improve our road network or telecommunication network, you are free to actually assist, you are free to come in with ideas, because it's difficult really to drive around Gwanda South. It's difficult to use modern communication systems, and as such we will actually push and together see into it that it's easy for someone to communicate, or it's easy for the people from Gwanda South to communicate without any challenges. We also have the issue of infrastructure. A lot of our schools were actually built some years back, and the infrastructure needs attention. And with population growth in Gwanda South, we also need to add more secondary schools, more infant schools, so that we prepare our children for the future and make them access education without difficulties. It is also my wish to have a polytechnic in Gwanda South, together with our educationists from the region, from my constituency. I believe it's high time we sit together and discuss and see into it that we also try to infuse modern education with what we have now, so that we are in tandem with the global changes, because due to COVID, a lot of things changed. A lot of courses had to change and adjust to the current situation. It is my hope, it is my belief that when we sit down with the committees that I am going to form, I believe we are going to come up with something that is going to assist, that is going to improve our place, because these committees are going to see into it that issues to do with development, issues to do with managing, sourcing resources are done in a way that is going to leave everyone happy.
He believes that with efforts from all these committees, Gwanda South will never be the same again.
I believe in sanity, I believe in teamwork, I believe in divergent ideas that, if brought together and tabled, are going to add value to who we are as a people of Gwanda South. We are a rich constituency. We've got minerals, and we are into livestock farming, and I believe if the resources as mentioned are actually utilized properly, utilized accordingly, we will be a different place altogether. And I do hope and wish that the 5 years are going to leave us in a better place as a constituency.
Let's take another short break. Please don't go away. Welcome back to the third and final segment of Constituents Talk. Honorable Sir Matema is now the National Assembly member for Buhera Central Constituency, and he believes a good road network is the key enabler for any other development in his constituency.
Honorable Sir Matema, representing Buhera Central Constituency. For the next 5 years, the constituency of Buhera Central. Building up on my message, but I campaign at Chimanya across the constituency. Pane zvinhu zviri critical zvatinoda kuti tiattend to within the next 5 years. Primarily, pane issue yeroads in constituency of Buhera Central. Roads are one such infrastructure inodiwa, so that unlock a value across among sectors, agriculture, health service delivery, education, business in terms of accessing the markets. So chekutanga chiri pamusoro pelist yangu inyaya yemaroads event. Our Murambinda Bechna Bridge Road iri key, of course, inonobata among constituencies Buhera South, Buhera West, Yoya pakati patirisu Buhera Central Constituency. So road yoyo tichaita is a priority area, so that accessibility to mamwe sectors economy inobva yava easy. Tichitarisazve nyaya yemaroads iyoyo, kune Chadzire River Bridge rakatorwa muna 1985 harisati ravakwa, but takatopusha zvino contractor atova paground. Saka tirikutarisira kuti kuramba inonotanga kunaya bridge iroro tinge takunopedza. Kubatsira kwarichaita bridge iroro ndekwekuti rinolinga Buhera West kuward 18 neBuhera Central kuward 20. Two issues dziri critical ipapo ndeyekuti we don't have an A-level school Ward 18, which is part of Buhera West. But A-level Betera Secondary School iri kuBuhera Central. Saka vana vachipira kuenda during rain season vari kutadza kuenda kuchikoro. Tine clinic zvekare kwaBetera, hakuna clinic the other side of it. So tirikuona kuti that infrastructure ikange in place ichabatsira zvakanyanya nyaya dzechikoro, nyaya dzekuenda kunorapwa kwevanhu vekuward 18 nevanhu vari kuward 20. Koitazve accessing markets.
Buhera is in Natural Region 5 and through the Second Republic a number of terms wells and boreholes have been availed, and it is Honorable Matema's wish to have them fully utilized and support the communities.
Panama issues to do with agriculture. Buhera Central Constituency, primarily in Region 5. Agriculture Region 5. Saka zvazinoreva izvo ndezvekuti mvura ishoma yekunaya. Saka zvatiri kuda kuita going into the future, tichitarisa kuti president zvavakatiitira Second Republic ichiuya was to provide the best infrastructure. Saka going into the future zvatiri kuda kuita ndizvo zvekuti ma-assets iwayo, infrastructure iyo inofanira kuchitanga kuchisweta so that we get value from that such infrastructure. Saka tine mvura Ruti Dam, Buhera Central Constituency yatiri kuda kuti and other small ways dzatinadzo tiri kuda kuti mvura iyo ichitanga kushanda, so we have since identified an area tiri kuda clear so that tinosupporta irrigation fed agriculture. President vane scheme yavakaunzawo through the presidential borehole scheme kwatiri kudrilla maboreholes maareas kwatisina madams we are going underground, tonotora mvura kubva pasi tichisupporta macommunity gardens so that rural livelihood within the constituency improve. Your direction atiri kuda kuti titore iyoyo with respect to nyaya dzeagriculture.
Honorable Matema would want to see the people of Buhera Central receive quality education. It is his wish to see his constituency having a boarding school.
Maschools edu Buhera Central hatina kana even a boarding school. Tine one boarding school in Buhera West Mission. We have another boarding school in Buhera West Mission. So Buhera South, Buhera Central, hatina ma boarding school. So being a central constituency, tikutarisira kuti tingapusha in that direction so that we provide infrastructure inobatsira provision of quality education.
Health issues will receive his priority to minimize walking distance. You also want tourism to be amplified in his constituency.
Tine zvekare ma-issues iwayo ane chekuita nezvipatara zvedu. Tine ma-health posts akapekwa. We are going to prioritize again that area so that vanhu vemuconstituency yeBuhera Central vanokwanisa kuaccessa ma-health services vasiri kufamba mitunhu yakareba. There is also a place yakakosha iri muconstituency yeBuhera Central inonzi Mutasa. Vamwe vanoiziva kuti Foxtrot ndori muzita raishandiswa muhondo. Mutasa assembly point ndiyo the biggest assembly point in Zimbabwe. Saka direction ratiri kutora zvetichipromota tourism yedu muBuhera Central ndeyekuti tiri kuda kuti paitwe huge investment. We are going to be mobilizing our resources around that. Paite investment so that we give respect iri befitting to such an important asset constituency yedu. Tine ana matendera national monument remote neruti dam yacho to support tourism. So that's one cluster again that is very important constituency yedu yeBuhera Central yaticha prioritize. And more importantly, zvinhu zvese zvatichange tichiita, sustainability is going to be very key and critical. Whatever interventions we are going to come up with, panofanira kunge paine sustainability going into the future, giving generational benefits across the board. So that is going to be the direction of travel for me, providing the leadership that is required.
That's all we had in this episode of Constituents Talk, and we will continue to profile more National Assembly members to hear what they are planning for their 5-year terms. Remember to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel Constituents Talk. May the Lord bless our beautiful nation of Zimbabwe. Until we meet again, it's goodbye for now.